My refrigerator is not getting cold.
Have you checked to make sure it is still plugged in?
Yes, of course it is plugged in.
Try cleaning the refrigerator coils. If too much dirt has built up on it, the heat exchanger cannot cool down.
It does not look dirty. In fact, it looks shiny and fresh.
Is there moisture on it? That's a sign of condensation brought on by a coolant leak.
I know a coolant leak means it is losing the compounds that keep it cold, until it cannot. Oh, right.
A coolant leak won't cause the motor to stop, though you may notice it running longer and harder, trying to stay cool until it is a useless endeavor.
That seems reasonable. It is certainly more likely than the fridge door being left open too long, though the kids did try to camp out in a tent open to the fridge, to literally chill out a few weeks ago.
If the motor was burned out, the unit would stop getting cold because it could not recycle the refrigerant.
What else could it be?
If your freezer weren't getting cold too, I know it is a coolant leak. If it is just the fridge, the thermostat could be the problem.
The thermostat is set low.
If both the freezer and fridge are unable to get cold, then it is more likely the heat exchanger, or motor or refrigerant.
Dusting the fridge is not normally on my to-do list, but I'd certainly like to try that before paying $50 to $100 to recharge the refrigerant.
That's assuming the coils are not damaged. If you have copper coils, they could be welded to seal a leak, but aluminum ones have to be replaced.
That was $1,000 for my house AC coils.
A fridge's coils will be several $100s.
I do not know whether or not I'd replace a fridge for that cost. Any other ideas on what it might be?
If the seal was really damaged, you could lose heat, but you'd sense the cold shoulder every time you walked past the unit.
And the melted items in the unit.
If the fridge has a damaged shell like a crack in it, you could have an air leak. That'll make it harder to stay cool.
I'd probably notice that.
Especially where the shell also lets water leak out.
If the shell is damaged, that might simply be due to the shell leaking or rusting.
The inside shell of the fridge is plastic. It won't rust, but a leak will cause other components to rust, as moisture escapes.
All that money going down the drain.
If there's a leak on the drain, it could rust out the heat exchanger coils, and cause the unit to stop staying cold.
The price of that is giving me chills.
So chill out and get a new fridge.